30-year-old woman with diagnosed ADHD, I approve this message. So I find this video is so accurate because even just doing these where I'm trying to like put on makeup or remove my makeup in this case, I struggle with telling my story, which I had to rehearse. I have to rehearse before I do this video. I hope you guys know that. Because when it comes to telling our story, we get so sidetracked, and also we tend to avoid eye contact, and we tend to avoid eye contact because we get nervous and we get distracted. Like, well, if we start making intense eye contact with you, then we'll start analyzing like, oh, am I talking too slow? Am I making the points very understandable? Like, am I, is the language, like, we start to like analyze, and we try to read your face to make sure like, okay, are they understanding what I'm saying? And so we tend to look away, but then because we look away, we get sidetracked, like, oh, look, a squirrel. Like, those memes like are pretty accurate. And so when we're telling our story, we get sidetracked with all these adventures or whatever we're looking at the moment, and it makes it so complicated for us to finally get to the point that we're trying to get across. However, when someone is telling us their story, we are 100% focused, unless it's verbal instructions. If this is verbal instructions, this is another completely different situation. But if someone is telling us their story, we are going to pay 100% attention to the details. And if it's something we resonate with or that we've experienced, we get so excited. We get so excited to the point that we'll interrupt you mid-conversation, which comes across as rude, but we're not trying to get the upper hand. We're not intentionally trying to interrupt you to make the conversation about us. It's just we're so excited that we connect and resonate with you on this topic that you're talking about, that we're like, oh my gosh, yes, like, and we interrupt out of excitement because we want you to know that we're actually listening to you. We want you to know that we understand what you're saying, what you're going through, and also because we will forget what we're talking about. I can't tell you guys, but how many times I'm in the room, and by the time I'm already in the living room, I already forgot what I was thinking about. Just this morning, I literally couldn't remember. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. But my point is that we interrupt mid-conversation out of excitement, that we connect on what you guys are talking about, and also because we will forget what we were going to say. Because again, by the time I walked here into the living room, I already forgot what I was going to tell my roommate. And so, let alone in a conversation. But so overall, I found this hilariously accurate because yes, us ADHDers do interrupt mid-conversation, but it's not intentional. And also, we are terrible storytellers because we get so distracted by everything that's going on, and by the inner monologue that's going on in our brain, and also the theme song and the lido that's going on. So as a 30-year-old woman with diagnosed ADHD, I approve this message.